The following video has been supported by those amazing individuals. Season 5 is still in its early episodes, and if history has told us anything, there is going to be a new wave of freshman MLP reviewers incoming. This, in combination with the fact that I get asked for advice by people starting out regularly, I finally got off my lazy butt and put this little video together I intended to produce for years now. For those not interested in starting a pony channel of their own, this video might be a nice inspiration for a analysis bingo you can play with new and probably also old reviewers. That sounds actually like a fun game. Why do I have the feeling that I would hit all the noob mistakes with my own first videos? Hello out there, this is TheAnYPony, and today I want to share my thoughts on how to get started on YouTube. Before I get to anything else, I want to point out those two videos on similar topics I already made. In my thoughts on Digibrony success, aka how to make it on YouTube, I talk about important success factors for channels with a strong focus on analysis videos. I try to keep it more general this time around, however there will still be a big emphasis on YouTubing since, well, it is the site I have the most experience with and therefore can provide the most valuable insights. In the podcast Starting, Spreading, Seeking Collabs, I talk with Dr. Wolf about what is important when you just start, how you should spread your content in order to get recognized at the beginning, and finally how to approach people about collabs. There's also this video by TheAnYPony about how to make YouTube videos that also covers some useful basics that pretty much apply to everybody. Today I might revisit some of the points already covered in those videos, however I highly recommend checking them out if you haven't already, since I try to keep redundancies between those videos and this one as small as possible. Now, what would be my first advice to somebody who wants to start as a analyst? Don't! We already have at least 100, and that's just my vague assumption based on the number of analysis in the Rift, plus those I know are not in there. And the last thing you should do are episode reviews. When already 100 plus people talk about a single 20-minute episode, seriously, what can you bring to the table? In case you're waiting for me to deliver a punchline to a rather cruel joke here, I am sincere. I look at all those channels with their dozens of videos each and I instantly feel oversaturated. So how is this first advice going to help you getting started? Well, I am still producing videos myself, now am I not? There are still channels I watch even on a regular basis. So when I tell you, don't become a analyst, we already have enough of those, you should take two things away from that. First, if the disapproval of a single established content creator is enough to discourage you, you probably should reevaluate if this is really what you want to do. Since, let me tell you this, you are going to run into a lot of walls. You will have extremely frustrating experiences, and don't even get me started on when you might attract trolls and haters. If you want to do this, do it for yourself. Do it because you want to. Who am I to tell you to not even get started? You might be the best thing that ever happens to YouTube, and I am just one douchebag with a cute 5-digit subscriber count. What brings me to the second thing you should take away from this initial discouragement. Prove me wrong. Yes, I have seen literally dozens of analysts come and go, and if I say it is an already oversaturated niche within a niche, I am completely sincere. But every now and then there is this one new guy or gal who simply has a certain something. I have been among the first 100 or so subs of Digibrony. I saw the first video by Silverquill and was blown away right there and then. Canned Cream's first video, the one on the second gala ticket, was interesting enough to earn him an instant sub from me. You might not hit your mark on the first try. Chances are your first few videos are actually going to be rather terrible. Ask any established creator, including myself. Most producers hate their first videos themselves by now and look back on them with despair. But if you think you have something worthwhile to offer, prove it. Now that you know that you're motivated enough to continue even despite my disapproval and maybe even have the desire to show me that I was wrong about you, let's have a talk about the reasons behind your motivation. To get to the right reasons, I want to start with the wrong reasons. Number 1. You watch the video of any bigger bro analysis and think, that looks easy enough, I can do this as well. Run! If this kind of unenthusiastic why not attitude is your driving force, the internet is better off without you turning into yet another soulless digi-clone. In addition, while it might seem easy enough on first glance to just ramble about ponies for 5 to 10 minutes, unless you are a natural entertainer and every single word you speak oozes from awesome, you will have a hard time gathering an audience without putting any real effort into your videos. And if you are such a natural born entertainer, what are you doing here? Number 2. You are Josh Scorcher's biggest fan and just want to be like him. So you do exactly what he does. Fail! Josh is the best Josh Scorcher we could ever wish for since he is a real Josh Scorcher. Why would we need a second, most likely inferior Josh Scorcher? Number 3. You see this community with its crossovers and how quote-unquote famous some of them are, and you want to be a part of it, even though you're not really interested in reviewing yourself. You just wanna be one of them. Nope. That's not how it works. And I know this one from first-hand experience. When I started my first YouTube channel, I was a Channel Awesome fanboy, and the entire idea behind my show to review the reviewers was intended to grab the attention of the people of Channel Awesome. I was literally daydreaming of being part of a Channel Awesome anniversary, having a cameo in one of their dance-offs they record at those occasions, and so on. And while the lack of feedback had not been the main reason for me to stop that old project, the actual reason was, and I kid you not, ponies, I learned my lesson about not making videos for the goal of becoming famous or getting recognized by my idols. Now, is it wrong to want to impress your idols? No! This is actually a brilliant secondary motivation, and of course you're going to take inspiration from them. After all, Josh Scorcher himself is emulating the style of the nostalgia critic rather obviously. But here is what makes him more than just a nostalgia critic clone. Josh gives it his very own spin. He stays his own persona and does not copycat his idol one-to-one. In addition, his primary motivation is to make people laugh. And that is the kind of motivation you should find for yourself in whatever you do. Do something because you really wanna do it. Not because it looks easy, not because you are such a big fan of people already doing it, and also not because it is just the means to an end, like most often fame or recognition. The only reason why you should start making analysis videos should be that you actually like making videos and enjoy analyzing stuff. Same for funny reviews. Only make those if you enjoy writing funny scripts and produce videos. If you only enjoy one of those, find a partner who enjoys the other. But don't do anything you're not passionate about. Passion is the only motivation that will last even if other aspects like fame or success take their time. And if you're motivated by your passion for what you do, you should already be above the need to just copy somebody else. Do your own unique thing. Base your channel on your own original ideas, or at least your spin on an already existing one. Basic knowledge. If you want to make videos, you should know how to make videos. Obvious statement should be obvious, but sadly it is not. One of the first questions many yet to get started newcomers ask is down the line of, how do you edit your videos? And those questions are not just limited to the program I use. In my case it is Adobe Premiere, by the way. Would I recommend it? Yes and no. It is definitively a fantastic piece of software to edit. However, it is a rather expensive commercial one. So unless you are sure you really want to do this entire video business, I'd recommend not buying it. However, since I own it, I don't know any other software and therefore can't name any. But there are forums on the internet that can help you in that pursuit. What brings me back to my original point. Before approaching anybody personally and asking them about most basic aspects of editing, do your homework first. There are dozens of programs out there and hundreds of tutorials on how to use them. After you taught yourself the basics, actually tried out the software of your choice for a bit, and you still have rather specific questions, it is fine to directly ask somebody you know has the answer. However, keep in mind what I said earlier. Your first videos are most likely going to be rather terrible if you have never done that before. And that's completely okay. Everybody just started out at some point. Don't expect your first video to look like a current one by somebody who is already doing this for a while now. If you don't have any former experiences as a video editor, start small. Especially if you're going into analysis, the rule is less is more. Just take a look at Dr. Wolf's very first videos. They have been simple slideshows providing a background for his voiceover. What brings me to another important question. What about an OC? It is absolutely not essential. A bad OC might actually be worse than no OC at all. Again, look at Dr. Wolf's first videos. Or Jerry Pete, who only added an OC rather recently, and to be honest, I preferred his old style. If your mind is set on having an OC, or rather Ponysona, since the term OC actually refers to a fully developed character and not just a stand-in avatar to represent yourself while talking, make it a really low priority. Take Digibrony's original Ponysona. It was this butt ugly color inverted Sweetie Belle, shortly followed by this grey bloke. Neither of them really appealing, but since people came to him for his analysis, nobody cared about the OC. I myself started out with just a handful of recolored famous poses. One thing you should try to pay attention to regarding your avatar is make it recognizable and stand out. You can do this by making it not a pony, or setting it visually apart by the art style itself. So try to avoid pony creator OCs, since they all already look rather similar with their sideways stares, not to mention the stigma they carry. Experiment with your style. Especially when you're just starting out, dare to experiment a bit with your style and format. If you are already 100 videos into your show and have built your audience, switching stuff around too drastically might backfire really badly. However, during your early days, it is actually the best time to do so, especially when you try to find something to set you apart from others. An interesting case study would be the game series. In his 500k Draw Your Life special, MadBat explains how he started out and how he experimented massively during his first few videos, trying to figure out how to appeal to his audience. So take risks, try new stuff, and last but not least, listen to the feedback you get from your viewers. And now for the most important advice. Get started. Don't spend ages planning and overthinking. Don't dream of the most epic and amazing projects in the history of the Bronydom. Don't ask around for collabs and subscribers before you even made your first video. Your Ponysona isn't ready yet? Doesn't matter! Write your first script before worrying about that kind of detail. Fire up your editing program and make something. And please don't waste your time with announcement videos. Show, don't tell. That goes for videos on YouTube as well. Stop talking to everybody about the videos you plan to make them instead. Even if all goes horribly wrong and your entire channel fails, you can always just create a new one and start over. But to start over, you have to get started a first time. One last thing I want to give you guys to take along, hang in there. Not everybody has the luck of a Digibrony to get spotted by the head of Equestria Daily early on and explode in popularity overnight. Barely anybody comes with as much editing background as Silverquill, so their videos are gorgeous from day one. Writing a script for a video is a skill all of us had to learn and improve to get where we are now. So if success and fame take their time, focus on enjoying what you're doing and hang in there. This is TheAnYPony saying see you soon.